The reason why Zambians should vote us in or back into power in 2016 is simple. I've lamented about continuity, building upon the foundation and blocks of our yesteryear fathers. That is the major reason why. People want to move forward. The best is to let PF continue in the next 5 years on the blocks that Mr. Sata left, which I have continued with. You see, Mr. Sata left a lot of infrastructure projects under construction, and we have moved quite rapidly in some cases. We are about to complete those and move on. But imagine if we were to bring in a new crop of people to provide leadership. They will have to know. The other reason is simple. We have set standards. We have walked the talk. And I keep saying, my colleagues, let no one remain behind. Let's work together on this path. And we are doing just that. So we want to develop this country. We want to set up higher standards. And the bar is already there. It's higher. So Zambians should vote for somebody they've tried and tested. I've been tested in the 9 months. I think I'll pass the test. Others have to be tested again if they come. And I think we should avoid experimenting from one experiment to another. When you have something that's working, don't mend it. If it ain't working, don't fix it, basically. So I think Zambia is not broken down. The government is blessed. And we have got a vision, and that vision is developmental. It's national in character, so let us allow it to continue that way. Because if I was not me or didn't want me, look, I've been very level-headed. Projects are going on across the board throughout the country in all regions, including areas where I got 0 votes. But this shows the kind of person that I am, and I think I'm the right person for this time. That I can vouch for myself.
Mr. President, is the PF a listening government? Because people now are saying you're not listening to them at all. We are, faced with
who says?
The people.
If you listen to my speech in Parliament, I said the Public Order Act, Minister of Home Affairs, and Minister of Justice, can you sit down together and let's see what reforms we can make? It's there in white and black. And then somebody says you are not listening to people on the Public Order Act. Now, what does the listening president do? They tell me, look, the constitution-making process, I said, this is the way to go, and I've justified my case why it should be done in the manner that it's being done. Who doesn't listen? On what point have I not listened? I listen, and I listen good, and it's fine.
What about the issue of holding a press conference? Is it the style of the PF government not to hold any press conferences?
Yeah, you see, in the last 1 month or so, I think at the height of the energy deficit, at the height of the Kwacha going down, I was of the mind that I should make a press conference, admit the media, talk to them about the challenge that we are facing. And it was just on the verge of opening Parliament, right? And I said, look, it's better I reserve whatever I have to tell the nation in my address to Parliament, and I'll tell the nation. And I've done that. So it depends on the style of leaders. And I've been urged, Mr. President, why don't you have a press briefing regularly? I'll think about that. No problem. I am a user-friendly person, particularly to the media, and I consider you colleagues. So if you feel you want to petition of a press conference, do so, and give me the issues. We'll talk about these things. But
looking at some of the issues that we're going through as a country right now, when you get a statement,
what is Amos Center there for? What is the Minister of Information and Broadcasting there for? Only the other day, I was so upset with the intimation that they want to increase the price of millimil. I wanted to hold a press conference. That's the other day.
Yeah, so maybe we can actually touch on that.
And I called Honorable Luvinda. I said, Minister, I'm very upset. And I was upset, I must say, with the intimation that they want to increase the price of millimil. I said, what has gone wrong? The fuel price remains the same. The maize price is the same. The cost of milling is the same. They're twisting the government's arm and increasing millimil without any justification. I called the Minister of Agriculture. He told me, look, I've been talking to them, and I'll be issuing a statement on the floor of Parliament this afternoon. So, Mr. President, leave that with me. And this is his job, really. So I kept quiet. I'm not afraid of holding press conferences. I'm not afraid of meeting the media. I'm not afraid of meeting anybody to talk about issues of development and governance and the way forward for this country. And let me make that very, very clear. But all of us have got roles to play. I've got a press assistant whose job is to do what he's doing, and he's doing very well. I've got a Minister of Information. I've got ministers of full portfolios that are available. And they should be talking to their subjects. The Minister, up to now, for Energy and Mining was Christopher Yaluma, and he was giving statements explaining where we are in terms of the power deficit, what we are doing, and so on. The Minister of Information was also alluding to that. So you want this president to be talking every day on everything? Sometimes I'm advised by my ministers, please, Mr. President, who handle this. I like talking to the media too, and I can be very talkative. But
I'm in office 9 months right now. We've seen quite a number of appointments, and just the other week, we saw Stephen Kampyongo, Works and Supply, also Vice President Inonge Winner, being given another mandate to look over the affairs of the Ministry of National Planning. Now, Ministry of National Planning and her being Vice President, I mean, taking up those two roles right now, certain sections of society condemning that, saying, you know, Office of the Vice President, I mean, she's too busy. She has a lot of work to do as Vice President. Why should she also head the Ministry of National Planning? Why did you decide to give her that position?
you see, as Vice President, she's got leverage over other ministries. She can be said to be grade higher. And that ministry will involve a bit of supervision and so on, and it gives her the clout. Secondly, I think somebody in our recent history, described the office of the Vice President as Chola Boy. In other ways, she works in the office of the President, and the President gives her tasks to do. She's the Vice President, as the name suggests. So I felt that she can do with that responsibility of national planning. And you know, she has some job she does day to day, and I think she gets fully busy and charged when she's acting president. That I can tell you, because I worked as president before. So it's not a job that is going to burden her to a point where she will fail to deliver. In fact, I will be appointing a deputy minister of national planning. I will be appointing a permanent secretary. I will be putting in place people who can work with her, and she's equal to the task. And you know, I've bragged about our tenacity as a political party and as leaders in PF, that we are not ashamed to ask for expertise, knowledge, and the professional knowledge where we think that's the way to go. So in that office, we'll anchor the right people to give her the support that she needs. And for me, I'm very proud of my Vice President, very, very proud. I say this openly in Zambia and elsewhere, that we have some of the best qualified women, some of the most patriotic Zambians in our women, and let's use them. And I don't know why it has raised any eyebrows and dust disappointment, because at one moment you were saying she's the right person to be Vice President, and if she's Vice President, what can she fail to do in a ministry like national?
Well, some stating that why not give that job, national planning, to someone who's younger and more energetic.
Who's younger? Is Madame Inonge Winner that old? Is she senile? She's as alive as any other person. And you know, this is the problem we have. The younger ones think they have the monopoly. I think, and I hope that it's not coming from that perspective. There is wisdom in her. She's equal to the task. She's been to school. She's been around long enough to know what it takes to run that ministry, and she will be supported by a competent team of young men and women, professionals. And I don't think age is a factor. I don't want to talk about age. Age is but a number. Some of you are old, but you are young in age chronologically, but your minds are stale. You have gone past sale by date, because you think like old people. Some of us are old, but we are dynamic. We think like the young ones. We are seeing things the way they're supposed to be seen in the current political global world. That's where we are. So there is no deficit in the Vice President in terms of her performance in the new Ministry of National Planning.
I'm wondering how thick your skin has become, because, I mean, every day you criticize left, right, and center, even for the right things you do. How does that make you feel?
Well, like I have said, when you criticize me, it's just like ointment on my skin. I take it, I rub it in, and if it fits me, I use it. If it doesn't, I move on. Because, you see, this job, by nature of our political dispensation, is the number one job. So everyone is targeting you. Some mean well. I must say some critics really mean well and have benefited from their criticism. I'll be the last one to stifle criticism. So I think it comes with the job. And anyone who wants to be this job should be thick-skinned, should take it within his stride to be criticized, to be called names, including false stories about somebody. Yeah, Lungu this, Lungu that. You say, oh, okay. Yeah. So,